All right, good morning, cyber traders. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Second day going into the week. CPI numbers came out and didn't really affect the market too much. But let me tell you we're looking pretty good. How the hell is that NVIDIA, huh? Doing great on that NVIDIA. So, I know there's some of you here been a big fan. I actually own a pretty big, that's actually my biggest position own right now. Between that and Tesla is my two biggest positions that I own on the swing trades, not on the. I got a couple of cheap, inexpensive, small stocks, but it's funny just waking up and finding it's open. But I just want to bring this up for some of you that don't know this because if you I assume that everyone here is connected somehow on social media with us, but I did some really big videos on the video, really, really big ones. And I kind of like to talk a little bit more about the brand names because some people, like I'll talk about stocks like, oh, I never heard of the stock like, KAPA, yeah, I mean, the stock's up about 120%. And then yesterday we had a couple other cheap ones too, like XAGI and IBG, and people like, I never heard of those. So I kind of like to talk about some of the brand names. And what was nice about this, because every stock does trade exactly the same. Everyone here should have been in around the June timeframe where we saw. Well, this is the NVDL and NVDA right here. Let me bring up this one right here. So right here, there was a lot of consolidations going around the 140, 145. There was like literally kryptonite at 145 on the video. And to start, if you notice right here, just give you a little education part about it. There was a great Fausto flag being built right here. And let me draw it for you so some of you guys could see it. This is what we call a Fausto flag. All right. And for all you students out there, know what a Fausto flag is. It's more of a consolidation. So when the buyers outbeat the sellers or the sellers outbeat the buyers, depending on where the flag is pointing out. And sure enough, boom, look at where we're at. We broke that 145. Everyone should have been right around 140, 142, got into that stock. And you could see right there, boom, what a gorgeous run up right there. Now, the news on the stock, which is, I don't know if I really like what I hear, but they went to China. I did talk about this. I did broadcast it. I told you last week. They were considering doing some deal with China, and they actually did do it. And the United States doesn't like it because they're worried about that if they're going to be buying their chips, they're going to use it for their military, and it's not going to go too well with the White House. They're really pissed off about that. But apparently I don't know if they said they're not doing it or whatever, but do you really trust the Chinese? You know what I mean? So they steal our intellectual property. So, but listen, this is the problem about corporate America. It's always about a profit. But when you own the stock, I mean, listen, you love it. But when it comes to trading, when you're looking at the policies on it, doesn't always go sometimes what you like. But NVIDIA doing great. So whoever owns it, there was a lot of great stocks. It was NVDL that we own. That was that one. There's the NVDY. That one did great. That was the high yield dividend. I mean, there are just some great NVIDIA stocks out there on the ETF sides that could have jumped in. So NVIDIA's going back on the watch list. By the way, is it ever too late to trade NVIDIA? NVIDIA just broke all-time highs. We all know what that means, right? NVDA. Going right here, smacked on the top of the watch list. All right. But there are some other stocks that are moving. But before we do that, let's talk about what some of you missed yesterday. Because yesterday, even though it was Monday, we did, it was kind of wishy-washy early in the morning. There were a couple of good moves, but I want to touch upon some of them. First of all, there was the IBG I want to touch upon. That one did really well in the middle of the day. She's still looking a little strong right here, but that one ran from about 70 cents all the way to about $1.30. So I'll put that on the B list. IBG, because, listen, sometimes he's like, we always say, day trades turn into swing trades turn into investments. So that one did pretty well. AMD did great. AMD is obviously picking up on the news on what's going to NVIDIA. That one is basically up 100% from April. So that one, great move on AMD. Putting that one on the watch list also. So AMD made it back on that list. We already know about NVDL. We'll put that on the list too. NVDL. That one was a big move from yesterday too. But what we had a Palantir. Palantir moved up really nice yesterday. So I don't, listen, you heard the news yesterday. President Trump was in a meeting with NATO. Big thing is that he got NATO to buy all the military and give it to Ukraine. So Palantir's doing well. RTX is moving pretty well. I own that stock too. RTX is doing really well. Just broke all-time highs. All the military stocks are doing well. The only thing is Lockheed Martin's not doing the greatest. Boeing is doing okay too. Another military stock, BA. So that one just breaking all-time highs. That one's doing really well right there. 52-week highs, 200 to 230. Nice little, 15% move on that one too. So all the military stocks are doing pretty well. A couple other stocks I want to touch upon. ARCAT, another one that did really well yesterday, still holding pretty strong. I think Archer is due for a move. Okay. So I would keep an eye on Archer too. So I've been more of a bigger fan on Archer than the the ARCAT. But Archer did have a good move yesterday. It is getting, it's got a lot. If it could break past this resistance levels, just right around $11, we could see a good move right here on Archer. But it looks like it's building the Fausto flag right there. So put that one also on your watch list too. All right. So we had that one. What else we had that did moved up yesterday? Oh, OKLO. All the all the was it OKLO? What was the other one too? SMR. SMR. So all the nuclear stocks made some big pops the last couple of days. Those did pretty well. I want you to keep an eye on those too. SMR right close to that highs right there. So listen, you're a fan of nuclear. You're not a fan of nuclear. What it is, what it is. Remember, I always tell you, don't take things personal, okay? So, and if you do, just short it. Let me know how that works out for you. I always tell everybody. So that one did pretty well. QS, another one that had this thing has just been nonstop. Quantum stock moved up pretty well. This thing has been on from $5 to $10 up in the past month. 15 days, 16 days. Another one that's doing pretty well. I would probably put this on the B list. QS. We did talk about Mara too. Mara did pretty well, but it did back off after some profit taking going on with Mara right there. And what was last I want to talk about? SQFT was the other one. Great run up in the middle of the day, and obviously great short squeeze. So that thing ran from $9 all the way to $22. Big winner. And then obviously the shake came in, and there you go. And you remember what was you done right around 10:30. So those all did pretty well. All right. So what's going on for this morning? So anyway, a couple of good stocks that are out there that we're going to keep an eye on. First, we got the XAge. It's moving up pretty good. So XAge has got some good resistance levels right around here. You could see they got some resistance levels right around here, $7. And it's kind of testing it a little bit more. Long-term trade. Listen, it's a new company just out, but it's got some resistance levels right around 8. So put that on the watch list. XAGE. A lot of you were trading this stock this morning. That did phenomenal. KAPA. Great run up right around 8 o'clock. Ran from about $1 all the way to $1.70. It's up a lot now, but it looks like it's starting to make a higher low. So be careful of that one. On that stock right there. As orders go, I'm not really seeing too much out there. I want to hop over here in NVIDIA, though. I want to show you this one, too. Here's the orders on NVIDIA for some of you didn't see it. So there's your big orders right there. What number is that right there? 173, 75. And the pretty big one right there is at 180. So that would be really, really nice to get to that 180. But we all know when you break a roof, where the resistance level is, there isn't any. So that one's looking pretty good right there. GRO gapped up pretty big yesterday. So I don't really not a fan of that one right there. This looks like a buyout. Open looks like it's moving up pretty decent right here. So I looked at Open right here. This is the problem with Open. There's a really big resistance levels right there. You see it right there, 108, 153,000. Now remember, that's only pre-market. That's probably going to get all the way up to maybe 5 times when the market opens up. And there's a really big one here at 140 for about $250,000. And remember, like I said, that's all pre-market. But Open looks pretty good, though. I like that. If that order gets filled, you know what that means. So every Thursday we do an open house here, and usually the big event that I always do is breakouts. I like to teach breakouts. I want to show you what a breakout is. Some people don't know how it happens. It's all about looking at the right of the chart, seeing if those orders get done, and and see if they break those breakouts right there. IBG, this one's been a really, really nice move yesterday too. And I think like I said, I have it back on the watch list. It made the big percentage gainers. And where are we at? 12%. Now remember, anything over, we always like to look for something around 10%. Okay. ATAI, keep out. Oh, this one's starting to make a big move out of nowhere. Just big pop on this one. PRZO just made a big move. PRZO, let's go check the orders. PRZO, what's going on over here? PRZO. They get the orders over here. All right. So somebody just showed up right around 9 o'clock, added to that order, 70,000, 20,000. It's got a good push. Looks like a chest round 2. Nice, clean orders, nice and clean. Really nice that stock. Okay, good stock. All right. So Wendy says Joby too. Yeah, Joby was the other drone company that we've been trading too. Joby's moving up really, really nicely. Let's put Joby on that list right there. A great call right there, Wendy. Joby, there we go. Joby had a great move yesterday, and it's moving up well today. So I think the drone stocks are obviously going to be in play, and military stocks will be in play. Once again, you got to pay attention to the news. I don't care if you like Trump, hate Trump, if you like Biden or hate Biden, or any politics that you don't like what's going on in the world. You got to understand something. This is our job. You got to pay attention what is being sold. If you hate China, you love communist China, you want to move there, you hate them. NVIDIA is doing what they're doing. You know what? It's helping the stock out. That you just got to be, you got to be prepared, because if you're on the wrong side and you're short the stock, you're getting your ass kicked. All right, guys, listen, that's the orders of the stocks that we got right now. We'll put this on the watch list. If you're watching on social media, we're going to just make sure you like us, friend us. You can always join our trading room. There's the link right there. Just take your phone, scan that QR code. We are going to be back. Also, don't forget, today, Greg Hapra from Pristine is going to be joining us. I'm really looking forward to that conversation. He's going to be on today's podcast at 11 o'clock. So we'll see you back here live on social media. And like I said, if you want the recordings or the recaps, there you go. If you want to join our trading floor, we're going to be here all day. So before we do that podcast, we will be here trading with the traders. All right, guys. And cyber traders, be very careful what you're doing. All right. Like as always, make your money for the day. And once you make it, it's just easier to walk away and come back tomorrow. You know what it's like here. Every day's a new adventure. All right. Good luck, everybody. Happy trading. And don't go anywhere. Be back in 15 minutes.